with those letters, it is important that they know something about you. And so I often recommend that a prospective student share their personal statement with the person who's going to write the letter, as well as maybe also their resume, so that there's a discussion that you have with a letter writer, so that they know what you've been doing since you may have last interacted with them, and also what your goals are for the future. So the best letters are written by people who know something about you, who know your strengths, who know your skills.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. We'll take our last question from YouTube. That's from Emmanuel.
Okay.
So Emmanuel says, "Thank you so much for everything you do for prospective applicants. It's really nice having Professor Dina West with us. Do students have opportunities for graduate assistantships, and when?"
So great question, Emmanuel. We have so many synonyms for the same thing. So when we say research assistant, we really mean a graduate, assistant, or a graduate research assistant. So those opportunities that might be working either on a research project or possibly working on a practice project. So it might be working in the community, on a project. Those are available in the summer term. So, if you really see somebody you want to work with, you could email them. But usually, the we post the descriptions of their available research assistantships, and you would then look through these listings and contact the faculty, after you arrive in July. So that's more efficient than trying to line up something in advance, because
Mm-hmm.
actually, when you think about it, we're in January right
Yeah.
now. There are going to be very different, research and practice opportunities available in the summer.
Yes, okay. That's true. So, Emmanuel, there are several opportunities, and I, for one, I was working with two different departments, Department of EP and Health Policy and Management, and I started my assistantship position uh, just after summertime. So, I mean, the summertime is not really recommended because you are now getting used to the system, getting to know your colleagues, and it's time for networking and all that. But you can subsequently start searching. Um, okay, so Martin wants to know academic or professional recommendation for.
So, yeah. So, Martin, in terms of three recommendations, it could be two academic and one professional, or one academic and two professional. You can mix and match. But we
Mhm.
usually like to see at least one, from each of those. No relatives, no clergy friends, no, no, so no spouses, so it should be somebody who, knows you from an academic or professional, really.
Okay, so as if I don't bring recommendation letters from your uncles and family members.
Right.
Uh,
Right, or
uh,
old family friends, right?
mhm.
None of those.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. I think our time is almost up. I just want to take this opportunity to thank you for your time and accepting this invitation to share your wisdom with us. Your advice and the information you've provided and your experience will be very, very invaluable. Do you have any final thoughts for our prospective applicants and those who have already gained admission to Hopkins?
Yeah. So my advice would be for those who are working for admission, and have not heard yet, or have heard and are still trying to find funding, that we will be having a number of virtual events in addition to the school MPH Admitted Students Day, which one will be virtual and one will be on site. But these will be if you've applied, they will be in your portal, and we'll look forward to seeing you then, and have breakout rooms, and you'll be able to talk to MPH program office staff, and probably we'll bring in the Office of International Services, and possibly financial aid into one of those as well. And for those of you who are thinking about applying, the next cycle actually starts in the middle of August with
Mm-hmm.
a deadline of December 1st for the full-time program in 2024.
Okay.
And Jagrup said, what about the cover letter for PhD programs in the UK? I really don't know to get external scholarship for graduate because funding is not available. I don't know so much, sorry, about external scholarships in the UK, but I would look at um, I would do a Google search. It's amazing what you can find sometimes on scholarships. You
Yes.
could say, scholarship for someone from a certain country to, study in the UK, graduate study in the UK, and that might allow you to identify some of these external scholarships.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Professor Marudina West, for joining us today. We really, really appreciate your time and insight with us. Um,
Well, it's been my
uh,
pleasure. Thank you, Dr. Banda. It's so good to see you,
yeah,
and
good
so
to see
nice
you.
to have the opportunity to interact with all of you, via this medium. So
Sure,
thanks
sure.
so much.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. Um, okay, so as you've rightly heard, we've gotten so much information from Professor Maridina West, and hopefully it will be able to guide you in your graduate school journey. Um, if you have any other questions, you can always reach out to me on LinkedIn. I also upload videos occasionally on YouTube, Dr. Banda Khalifa. You can check out the channel and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you all for joining and see you in the next one.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cornelius Nomeshi. I'm a medical doctor from Ghana. I completed my MPH degree at the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health this past summer. Last year, during my application process, I had the pleasure of working with Dr.